Listen, there are hundreds of ways to find deals, and we're gonna get more detailed when we discuss this topic in a later module. But for the time being, I just want to give you a brief overview of several methods for which to go about sourcing deals. Now, there are really only two types of marketing methods: online marketing and offline marketing. Online traffic is anything that's generated on the internet. Offline traffic is any lead that's generated offline. So here are several ways to generate leads with online marketing. Number 1, Google ads. Number 2, Facebook ads. Number 3, YouTube ads. Number 4, Instagram ads. Number 5, banner ads, retargeting campaign, blogging/search engine optimization, and sales funnels. These are examples of 8 ways to generate leads with online marketing. So here are several ways to generate leads with offline marketing. Number 1, direct mail. Number 2, driving for dollars. Number 3, billboards. Number 4, banners. Number 5, bandit signs. Number 6, TV ads. Number 7, door knocking. Number 8, print media like stickers, flyers, and door hangers. Cold calling, word of mouth referral marketing, voice broadcasts, and text blasts. These are 14 examples of ways to generate leads with offline marketing. But let's talk about word of mouth for a second. You would be surprised at how effective it can be to share with everybody you know what you're doing. Friends, family, people you went to school with, past coworkers, people you go to church with. Word of mouth referral marketing is not the most scalable, but it is the most effective type of marketing there is. Because when someone refers you to someone that they know, you instantly get the credibility of that person attributed to you. And everybody knows somebody who's dealing with a distressed property or real estate scenario. My first 4 deals came from telling people at my church that I was buying real estate now. And I believe it was my 4th deal that I ever did. It actually was the house that my father-in-law grew up in. His mother still owned it. It was in terrible condition, and it was in a very rough part of town. And it had been sitting vacant for many, many years. It was the perfect motivated seller situation. And I ended up wholesaling that deal with no problem and solving a problem for one of my relatives while making some money for myself in the process. That deal came from word of mouth by telling everybody that I knew that I buy real estate. So tell everybody that you know that you buy real estate, and tell them often. Don't let anybody forget that that's what you do. So I want you to tell me this. If you were to pull out your phone and go through your text messages, all your contacts, your call history, and your voicemail, how many people do you think you have in your personal network right now? Friends and family that you could call and say, hey, I buy houses. If you know anybody that needs to sell a property, please give me a call. How many people do you think you know? You'd probably be surprised if you sat down and made that list. So here are my top 7 methods to use to generate leads and the top 14 lists that we target. Number 1, bandit signs. Bandit signs in targeted areas is a very effective way to get the phone ringing. Now, you won't get hundreds of calls, but the dozen or so calls that come in are usually very motivated leads. Number 2, driving for dollars. Driving around in targeted areas looking for vacant houses, land, and multifamily properties, then finding the owners is a very effective strategy for closing many, many deals each month. And we'll teach you to do that heavily and give you access to the tools you need to do it efficiently as well. Number 3, direct mail. Targeted direct mail campaigns will always generate leads, even when the market is very competitive. Targeting distressed lists will bring in leads. And here are the top 14 lists that we target. Code violations, the demolition list, tax delinquents, appointment of substitute trustee, city liens, evictions, vacant land, tax liens, estate-owned property, tax foreclosures, notice of default, high equity absentees, the water list, the electricity list. That's a list of 14 highly motivated lists that we hit. Number 4, cold calling. Cold calling is by far the best marketing strategy because it is easily the most scalable. If you want to close 5 deals a month, you can plan to spend X number of hours making calls, and you can choose to grind night and day until you accomplish your goal very consistently. It's the one marketing strategy that is 100% in your control. So if you want to make a lot of money, make a lot of calls. And there are 4 different types of leads that we cold call. Lead type number 1, buyers. If you're going to be a consistent wholesaler, you have to have a strong network of buyers. you need to understand completely what they're looking for, their buying criteria, and how they evaluate their deals. You need to establish a handful of serious go-to buyers that you sell deals to all the time. And you also need to keep building this list at all times because buyers will go in and out of the game all the time. But this is where we're going to teach you to start, with cold calling buyers to build your buyer list. Number 2, agents. Believe it or not, agents are a wealth of off-market deals. The majority of agents know nothing about the investment world. So when they come across a distressed situation, they typically pass on that lead because they just don't know what to do with it. So cold calling agents and making them aware of our buying criteria and how we evaluate deals is a critical way to get tons of free leads pouring in. So we're going to teach you how to cold call real estate agents. Number 3, other wholesalers. Other wholesalers, especially newer ones that don't know what they're doing quite yet, are a wealth of opportunity as well. Many times they'll have driving for dollar leads that they're not doing anything with, and a lot of times they'll actually have properties under contract but can't find a buyer to get the deal closed. So we're going to teach you how to cold call and build relationships with other wholesalers as well. Number 4, motivated sellers. There are seller leads of all kinds that can be cold called. Driving for dollars, code violations, pre-foreclosures, probate, tax delinquent, pretty much anything off the 14 lists that we talked about earlier. Number 5, door knocking. There are going to be a few types of leads worth door knocking. Pre-foreclosures is definitely one of them. This type of lead is probably the most motivated of all leads. Time is of the essence with this lead. They are literally about to lose the house. So instead of calling or sending them a direct mail piece, we're just gonna go knock on the door. If not, somebody else is gonna beat us to the deal. Driving for dollars leads that are hot leads because the house is either not being maintained and the seller is behind on taxes, these are good deals to door knock as well. What you'll find is they may have just given up on the property, and if you go knock on their door, they may just be willing to give it to you. Pretty much whenever a lead seems really hot but we can't get them on the phone or to respond to our marketing, door knocking is the most effective option at that point. Number 6, social media ads. Everybody is on social media these days. If you understand how to get your message in front of the right people and how to retarget them, you will generate tons of viable leads. Number 7, voice and text broadcasts. Voice and text broadcasts are very scalable. You can send thousands of broadcasts in minutes, and it's very inexpensive to do. A broadcast should definitely go out to every lead on the direct mail and cold calling list. The only thing about broadcasts is you can't hit landlines, and a lot of the motivated demographic that we deal with still have landlines. And this is where cold calling those landlines is gonna pick up that slack. So I want you to do this exercise. Get your phone out and go through all your text message history, your contacts, your voice messages, and I want you to make a list of everybody you know, their names, phone numbers, and email addresses if you have them. These are gonna be your personal contacts, and this is gonna be a great source of deals for you. We will talk in a later module about how to reach out to them. But in the meantime, get your phone out and make that list. So that's it for finding deals. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below.